Yep, hello guys. We are going to do some more feedings today. Hope you guys enjoyed the feeding video yesterday. I know it was a long one, and this one probably will be too. We have a whole shelf and a bunch of softball enclosures to feed today, and then we have the little guys to feed tomorrow. We're going to start off here with Cujo. There's Grammostola pulchripes. Oh yes indeed. Get it, get it, get it boy, get it. You missed it. What happened? It's not over here. He's over here now. No. I guess we're going to handle. No, we're not. Yep, that's the ew human. Not quite sure where that little roach went, but we'll try and find it for him. Probably underneath his wood here somewhere. Or her, yeah, his wood. So what we're going to do is we'll cheat. And we'll give him another small one. There we go. The other one could be a midnight snack, huh buddy? Okay. We're going to try and get through these guys quick as possibly can be. So say goodbye to Cujo and we'll move on. Guys, here is the Cercopelma rubronitans. Good night. That was pretty quick. Put your wood back in here. Get some water. See if it'll come out while I'm doing this, but I doubt it. Overflow the dish a little bit. A little bit more than I wanted. There's some butt action. Okay, let's move forward. Okay guys, here is Avery. This is the Brachypelma albopilosum juvenile male, Nicaraguan. Come on, you're kidding me, right? You haven't eaten in a while. Not this way. Your purpose in life is in that log. Oh, good night. Another one we didn't see. Okay, well, sorry about that. We'll move on. Okay, here is the Tarantula sazame. What do you call that? You guys are under the blanket together there. This is an interesting dilemma. You have sazame, possible, probable female, under the leaf with roach. Now eating roach. Still hasn't really got any of the blue yet. Okay, let's move on. Okay, here is Crazy Man, the Homoioma species blue. This dude's insane and always hungry. Are you going to do anything? There's a pretty good close-up of him. They get really, really dingy when they're in pre-molt or, get late into a molt period, but his next molt, he should have some outstanding coloring. We're going to get him into something new here, quick like. I got to redo some things, trying to figure out who I need to move, but he's definitely one of them. Okay, let's move on. Okay, this is Chindi. This is a female Chromatopelma cyaneopubescent juvenile. Oh, yummy. She's got a really, really cool ocular patterning there. Again, you see how the GBBs, they just don't pick up the color from the light. Some of the other ones are okay, but these ones seem to really, really dull down. We'll get the ring light and see how that does. But nothing. Not going to move. Excellent takedowns though from these. You can't go wrong. Yeah, that's it. Fight it. Fight it. Okay, we still got a lot to go, so let's move on. Okay, so here's Rio, the Canthoscuria geniculata. If you remember from the other day, Ash molted the other day, so we'll feed her. I think they're both female, so holy man. There's just like no hesitation when they're not in pre-molt. Should have charged the ring light up a little bit, huh? It's starting to dull already. Okay, let's proceed. So we're going to film in the corner because that's where Snow is. Snow is the Grammostola pulchra. This one's the suspected female. What? You didn't eat that? Are you kidding me? What's going through your pulchral little head there? There you go. That's much better. Oh, sorry, this is not the pulchra. This is... How did I get that screwed up? Probably because I didn't put a sticker on it. This is the Euapolaestrus campostratus. This is why you need stickers on your enclosures, folks. This is Casper. Casper's already got a large abdomen. She didn't molt. It wasn't that long ago that this one molted. Okay, well, now that I know what species I actually have in my hands, Snow will be coming up though. Okay, let's move on. So now we have Snow. This is the Grammostola pulchra. Holy moly. Don't waste no time there, little girl. I'm saying it's a girl because it's suspected, so if I keep saying it, maybe that'll put the impression on it that it is, and it will be. Okay, we're going to have to go back to the overhead light because the ring light is dying, and we shall proceed on to the next, even though Snow is doing some work there. Yes, indeed. Ring light is almost dead. I mean, literally almost dead. There we go. While you're watching, I'll plug this back in. Okay, now I got the ring light plugged back in. The overhead will probably crap out, but I do have another one. I have a actual plug-in one, so the one that I usually use is a rechargeable. Okay, let's move on. We got a... Not sure how this is going to go. This is the male Holothele longipes. He only has eaten once since he molted, so we'll try this roach and see if he might be interested in eating and not running. I'm going to take that as a big fat no, we're not going to eat. Or are we? Was that I have no idea what this is, but now I know it's food. What are you going to do, old man? Keep in mind, for those of you that keep dwarfs or have dwarfs, that generally mature males mature pretty quickly. You know, if they're fed regularly, because it's so hard to tell, you know, sexing them at such a small size without a microscope, that they can mature in 18 months to 2 years. And it's not been unheard of for them to mature in a year either. So, especially Hapalopus species Columbia large, because the males stay pretty small. This guy's decent size. He's a little over 2.5, almost 3 inches. But he's real leggy. You know, his body's not much to him, but okay, let's move on. He's not going to eat. Okay, this is the Neoholothele insae suspected female. This one usually gives us a pretty good takedown, so we'll see what happens. She hasn't been fed since the last time we've been on video, so I don't see her moving around. No, Roach, you are not going to dig. That is against the rules for red runners. That's why we don't use dubias, because they dig. Okay, she's in the burrow. I mean, the roach is in the burrow. And no spider movement yet, which could only mean one thing. It just means we're going to come out and get it just a little bit longer than what I expected. Okay, now we don't get a full view. Usually we get her coming out and hunting. She's pretty good at that, but we'll move on. We still got quite a bit to go. Okay, folks, this is Helena. This is the Seriocosmus ori. No double clutching, so she hasn't laid another egg sac. We'll see if she's interested in eating. We can take her little home off so you can see her. See if she'll come out for food. Yep. What do you call that? That was very interesting. She likes being just in that little spot. She doesn't really move much now, so we'll cover her back up and let her do her thing. And yeah, she doesn't look as round as she did the last time. When she was gravid, so she looked like a 8-ball in the back end, pretty round. So we'll just have to try and find her another male and see what happens. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so this is Negaina. This is the female Neoholothele insae. We want to make sure she's really fed up, because we have a mature male coming for her that will go in here and cohab with her. Hopefully they'll pair pretty quickly. Generally, the male will stay in there with her. If she does become gravid or impregnated, she may resist him later on, but generally we like to, I've kept them together for quite a while the last time, and she never made any advances of injuring the male. So let's see what happens with this roach here, and Oh, that's a big takedown there. That's a nice juicy worm, or yeah, juicy meal for you. Maybe she knows she's got a lovely beau coming to meet her. Hopefully this week. I'm coming in with 10 Lasiodora difficilis. I don't know what I'm going to do with 10 Lasiodora difficilis, but we'll probably use 1 or 2 of those to give to Jay from Boxing Boa for his 1,200 subscribers. Maybe the person that wins that would rather have that other than one of the Chilobrachys species, or they can wait and find out if the pairing goes okay with my Davus penniloris, if they're interested in one of those. So we'll give that person the option. Okay, let's proceed. Okay, so here is the Augustophilus isendami. This one always looks skinny. Doesn't matter how much you feed her. She just tends to look on the thin side for some odd reason. I don't know why that is. Why do you have to go down there, you dumb roach? Oh, yeah. See, I have lazy tarantulas. They just wait for them to come to them. I know all tarantulas are lazy, but sorry, I'm holding this. I know it's shaky, but it's the only way you're going to get any kind of footage of her whatsoever. Look at them fangs. And we'll pull it down farther. Okay, let's proceed. Okay, here's the Plesiopelma species Bolivia. I really want to take these out of here. Oh, you missed it. Came right to you. Come get it. There you go. Okay. So, yes, this really sucks. Definitely one of my favorite old world species. This is Cheddar, the Orphanacus philippinus that molted just a few days back. Was still in its burrow, and I gave it the moisture on top of the substrate, filled the water dish up. I was like, I'll let it recover, or try to feed it today, and Cheddar was up top in the death curl. So there must have been something that happened in the molt, but it really sucked because I was hoping that this would be the male for Cheeto, but I'll have to look and try and find another one now. So rest in peace, little buddy. Okay, so this is the Chilobrachys species Cancrishan. I have 2. They're both relatively the same size, but this one's in the softball enclosure, the other one's in the baseball enclosure. So that one could probably get an upgrade, which we could probably use Cheddar's home now. Yeah, I'm still a little upset about that one. That one's going to sting for a little bit. So let's try feeding this one and see what happens. Like I said, sometimes we'll get it to come out, but a lot of times with these tunnels, it's very hard to feed some of these old world species because the roach will go right down, or the cricket will go right down into the burrows, and then the spider doesn't come out. So it's a little disheartening trying to feed them and then film them, which is kind of upsetting because they're such beautiful tarantulas. And that's why I think a lot of people will reduce the amount of substrate in their enclosures and have them just web and get filming done that way. Which, you know, I guess it's a win-lose situation. You can't win If you keep them at deeper substrate and they burrow, because you won't see them, but on the Facebook groups you'll look like a hero, but then it's a lose on YouTube, because when you film them they don't come out, because the animals or the prey items will just go right down into the burrows with the spiders. So okay, we'll move on. Okay, this is the other Tarantula pelmosasme, and we are right down where my finger is right there. Just kind of dug out some dirt in a little cavern behind there. She's not using the skull anymore, so we're going to see if she'll come out for this red runner. I'm going to say that's a big fat yes, that we're extremely interested in consuming some grade A roach. And holy crap, she took that thing down quick. They're great tarantulas. It took me a long time to actually pull the trigger on buying one. I don't know why. I don't know what my hesitation was, to be honest with you. I always found something different that I liked more, and then, you know, I couldn't even tell you which ones I didn't use or didn't pick, but yeah. So I have two now, and they're just great. You can't beat them. They're a wonderful New World Brazil tarantula, the Brazilian blue. Oh, we're going to come out now? Well, that's nice of you. I'm sure that everybody will be perfectly fine getting a peek of you. This one I named Onyx. The other one's Azure. We also have a Dolichothelli diamantinensis, another Eothellamira coming in sometime this week. And then the mature male Chromatopelmos pubescens. So lots of stuff going on. And then the expo's this weekend. So yay, big week. Big spider week. I think I'm going to cut back on what I was actually originally going to get at the expo. I think I'm going to look more towards predatory beetles, assassin bugs, possibly another centipede, and scorpions. So, you know, I'll do my deals with Ruth and then try to fill what I want to get through her, and then try to find some other stuff that I'm interested in elsewhere in the expo, unless Ruth has some cool things. I don't want any big scorpions. I don't want, you know, the Dihanies or the, you know, the huge ones. A hard wiki, if I could find one of those, I would buy it, because they're cool looking. Yeah. Okay, let's move on. We have a handful more to go yet. Okay, folks, here is the ultra fast lightning speed Ephebopus rufescens, the takedown master, the heavyweight champion of the Eerie Arachnids collection. Has some of the most awesome takedowns and near escapes of any of my tarantulas that I own. There we go. Good girl. You better be a girl. Even though your name is Eddie, you better be a girl. That should probably do her for till her next molt. Some of the tarantulas I tried to feed that didn't eat was the Ephebopus cyananathus, the Ephebopus murinus, the smaller one. Let's see, the Grammostola grossa did not eat. The Grammostola rosea and the quote-unquote porteri, which is a rosea anyway. Both of those ate, but they ate down deep in their burrows. We couldn't see them. I think that's it. I did not feed the Lasiodorides polycuspulatus because we did that just not too long ago in the video with my granddaughter. We still have the other Sericopelma rubronitans to go, and I'd like to try and feed the Sednoctimus brachiohermosa, but I'll do that off film because I have to do that with pre-killed. And then we have the Hapalopus species Columbia large. It didn't eat the last time, so I'm wondering if it's in pre-molt. We'll probably be able to try feeding, and then we have some brackies, small brackies that we'll be able to feed. So the Ornithoctinae species louse, of course, did not eat. There's still a little roach in with the little one. We do not feed the bigger one because she did catch that worm that I tried feeding her the other day. So we don't need to worry about her. Okay, let's proceed. Okay, so if you want a nut job tarantula, Ceracopelma rubronitans is what you want. If you can see, the first 4 legs have those pinkish patterning on the metatarsa. Just wonderful, wonderful tarantulas. We'll see if it's going to be interested in that nice size red runner. Yes, it will be. Good eaters. Take down just about anything from a roach to a large water buffalo, possibly even an elephant. Probably getting close to a molt there. We're getting a little dark in the old abdomen there, dear. And go back into your little hole. Some tarantulas I haven't seen in a long time. The Phormictopus cancerides has been underground for quite a long time, since I moved it into the softball enclosure, so it's been over a month. The Lasiodora klugi has been underground for quite a long time, and the Tarantula lugardi has been underground, not coming out for a while. So I believe those all have either molted or in pre-molt and getting ready to molt. But yeah, we'll look at the small slings in the next video. We'll do all those guys in the next one, but we still have a handful more to go. Okay, so this little one is the Haplopa species Columbia large. If you look at the, which would be what, the 3 o'clock mark on your screen, you could see the abdomen there, and right in front of there is a molt. So another molt from this one. It doesn't look like it got much size, but I'm not sure how long ago it molted. Looks pretty, the molt looks really, really dry, and the tarantula looks perfectly fine. We're going to try and feed it. I'm not really quite sure if it's going to come out or not. We're going to get that decrepit old dead cricket out of there too. I don't know how I left that in there that long. Doesn't look like it picked up much size. Where'd that roach go even? Not much size at all, so it didn't make any movement to come out when I was messing with the webbing, so I doubt we're going to get any kind of action from this one. But yeah, so we'll try and feed this again in a few days and see what happens. Okay, this is Brachypelma homori. Let's see if Maligro is wanting to eat or not. I hate when I do that. I have to go the wrong way. Roaches never go the right way. Yep. We're kind of off camera a little bit there, but which seems to be typical of my tarantulas and my film work. Hopefully the actual handheld will eliminate some of that, because I'll be able to get it up higher on the, you know, taller type of tripod, and then aim it down, and I can zoom in a lot better and have a more wide angle than what we're doing here. I always seem to lose it on the bottom of the screen with the takedowns, but okay, let's move on. Okay, this is one of the 2 Brachypelma palmgarteni. It's not a very big roach for it, but probably should have used that one for Milagro and give this one a little bit bigger one. That's okay. They're Brachypelmas, so they'll probably eat again in another week or so, and then they go on their fasting for a couple months before they molt. Okay, I think we have another Baumgarteni, and then we can try the classy, but I'm not really positive that one will eat. And then the little tiny Auratum we will try and feed, and I think we'll finish with the Afaunapelma gabelli. If see if she might be interested in a red runner. We'll get one adult feeding out of all this. So okay. So here's my little tiny Auratum, Brachypelma Auratum. I never know if this one's going to eat or not. It's been doing really well, actually. I'm kind of surprised at the growth of this one, to be honest with you. It's grown pretty well. The couple molts that it's had with me, much better than the little tiny Albiceps. We're going to throw in this little nymph. one of the smallest nymphs that I have, at least in the feeding bin right now. This one's usually pretty good about taking down stuff that's a tad bit bigger than it is. Yep. It's like a wrestling match. So if anybody wants to know, this question was asked to me by Shanti Perez. She does the Super Tarantulas YouTube channel. You have to go check her out. She's such a wonderful person. She's so giving and caring, and just a upbeat, positive person. Even though she's going through some medical stuff, just like I am, she still remains positive every day. She did a little contest for us people on the YouTube, Tarantula YouTube community Facebook group, and she had got some slings in from NetBugs, and she didn't tell anybody what they were. So what she did, she had a contest, and we had to guess. She had 6, so everybody went to the NetBug site to try to guess what she got, and I actually guessed 4 out of 6. I was pretty shocked, but you'll have to go check out her video on the giveaway. So go check her out. I'll try and link her down below if I can figure out how to do that. I figured out how to do the other things because I write them down. So any links that you see that I put in there, I wrote down. I'd have to figure out how to link her channel. I think I could do it if I go to YouTube first, find her channel, click it, copy it, put it on my clipboard, and then bring it forward. I've been learning how to use the clipboard a little bit, so that's exciting news for me. But you should see what she made for me. It's absolutely unbelievable. But she had asked me a question, and she asked me if I named, because she asked for the picture because she liked it. She wanted to save it for future painting things. I have no idea that's what her intent was, but it's a picture of Nikita, my female GBB, right next to her skull, and it's just amazing. But anyway, she'd asked me if I named all of my tarantulas, and I said the majority of them I have names for. Some of them I can't remember the names for until I go to my app and look at it. But yeah, I try to, but there's a lot of them that I don't, and there's a reason for that. And a lot of them are most of the Asian species, except for my Ornithoctone species Laos. Both of them were named, and my Orphnaeus philippinus. But most of my other ones I don't name because they're down in a hole all the time, and you don't see them very much, and I don't get that personality. I don't get to see how they are, because I have some really cool names I'd like to use for some, but until a tarantula presents me with that, okay, I need to be named or I should be named. A lot of people think it's silly to name them, but I think it's kind of an interesting thing just to make it a little bit more personal. I know they don't care, it's not like they're going to come when I call their name, but it's something that I like to do to keep to give them to give me an idea who's who, really, instead of calling them Brachypelma baumgarteni 1 and 2. And I've done that in the past when I haven't named anybody, but so that's I answer every question, but I thought you guys would like to know that too, because I know some other people have asked me that question. So okay, we got 2 more to feed, and then we'll try and feed Phoenix, the Aphonopelma gabelli, and we'll wrap it up there. Odds are we're probably not going to see this tarantula. This is the Brachypelma classi, one of the slowest growing tarantulas that I own. This one and the Lasiodorides polycuspulatus are probably 2 of the top 3. The other one being that little tiny Brachypelma albiceps, but that's kind of common for a 1/4 inch tarantula. It takes them a little while to grow. But this one it's been probably a year since it molted, believe it or not, and I so desperately want to see some of the coloring, just a little bit, because I know even in this molt, we're probably not going to see that. Did you get it? Now this one's name is Thaisa, and again, the reason that I named it that is I like the actress Thaisa Figueroa, right? Figueroa. Can't remember the exact last name, but she was the young girl in American Horror Story, the first one, and then in the one with the witch. I think that was season 3. And then her sister, Vera, played Norma Bates on Bates Motel, the TV series. She's been in a lot of other shows too. I think she was just in a movie with Liam Neeson, like on the train or whatever. I can't remember the name of that one, but very, very talented family. But I love the name. So I gave this one the name Thaisa when I first got it at about a 1/2 inch sling. It's about 1 inch now, but hoping that it's a female, because that's a pretty cool name. I mean, you really gotta say that is a pretty cool name. But I can't tell if we got it. No, we didn't. We're just ignoring it, which is what I expected. Okay, we have another Baumgarteni and then the Gabelli, and then we're going to wrap it up. Okay, so here is the second Brachypelma Baumgarteni. Again, both of them I suspect is female, but not for another molt. We'll be able to tell for sure. Well, come and get that so I can give you some water too. And Eli, if you are watching this video, the dubia that you sent just had a actually somewhat small explosion of little nymphs, which is really cool. So you were probably right with what you said about gravid females. I think I have about 40 or 50 small little nymphs now, which is greatly appreciated because I like using those pre-killed for some of the smaller slings. Why aren't you coming to get this, you skinny butted little Brachypelma? Well, you're going to come and get the stick, but you won't get the roach. So there's all kinds of stuff going on now. What's the difference between a Baumgarteni and a Bamey? People were saying that on the metatarsal, which would be, you know, the right above the feet there, there's a black check mark or swoosh there, and they're saying that's what a Brachypelma Baumgarteni. But then we heard from Guy Tansley, who actually was in the field looking at them, and said that a lot of the wild-caught specimens that they observed in the field do not have that mark of the Baumgarteni. So what are the markings? We don't know. Jose Barrios has a nice article on them on Arachnoboards, but I don't know. You know, I mean, I know they look really, really similar. What? You're like, what? What is that? That's actually a nice little roach for you to get that skinny butt a little bit bigger. How about you eat it? Both these Baumgartenis have been really good eaters. I'm surprised that this one's not hammering that one. I picked a little larger roach because of how thin the abdomen is on this one. But we'll see these guys all again Thursday. No, not Thursday. Next Thursday. This Thursday we'll start the Erie Arachnids Worldwide Tarantula Collection Tour, starting with the United States species, and then we'll jump down to the Mexican ones the following Thursday. So every Thursday we'll have a new country that comes out, and that'll probably take me all the way through summer doing videos on them, you know, on anything that new that comes in. And why are you not eating that roach? Seriously. You really need to eat that thing. I mean, it's kind of mandatory at this point. But yeah, so every Thursday will be a new country. Some of them are going to be very short videos, you know, because there's some countries that only have one tarantula from them, or maybe 2 or 3 small ones, and there goes my light. So, yeah. All right, we're going to do the Gabelli and let this one go, and we'll get the ring light back out because it's probably charged up by now. Okay, so she's choosing to grace us with her presence. So let's see if she'll be interested in this. Do you see how quickly she moved back in? See, the disturbance just in the air made her a little leery. She felt comfortable enough to come out, and then when I tapping the container with the roach, she backed right back up into her haven. So we'll see if this roach comes around for her. Again, I see a huge difference with this ring light. I wished it would last longer. I almost want to order another one or two just to have a couple spares. They weren't all that expensive. I got them off the Wish app. It took a while to get here, but oh yeah, we wanted that. Good girl. Yeah, she's iffy, real iffy when I feed. I never know if she's actually going to eat or not. See if she'll come out a little bit, maybe. Yeah, come on out. It's okay. You can eat out here. Instead of calling it take in, let's call it take out. So you come on out and show yourself off. Show how pretty you are. Yeah, I really honestly believe that Faunopelmas are probably one of the most underrated genus in, or genera, I should say, because genera is plural of genus, or genus, of tarantulas out there. They get a bad rap because they're slow growing. For sure, they're definitely slow growing. And I wonder if she molted up there. Gotta take a look at that. Kilobrachys huahini. Yeah, anyway, I think they're really, really underrated. So you should check out some of them. The iodus, the moderatum, the epicynurium, the utulenum, of course the Johnny Cashi. They're a little different. The gabellis are really, really cool. Chalcodes, of course. But then you have the Simani, from Costa Rica. And there's, I don't know all the Faunopelmas, but there's a Marxie. I think the Marxie is the small one, the dwarf one. But yeah, I think there's still some that in the United States that may not have been discovered yet. So there are probably some dwarf tarantulas that are just very small numbers and in isolated areas and areas that we haven't actually found them yet. So that'd be kind of cool to, like the Johnny Cashis were just kind of, I don't want to say discovered, but named and from where they were from. I think Ray, I know Ray Regler's got some from Jeepers Creepers, and I do believe Pulp Friction has a breeding pair, and there's a handful of other people in the States that have them, but I don't know if anybody else has breeding pairs like Pulp Friction and Ray does at Jeepers Creepers. So it'll be interesting if they breed them and get them out on the market. But yeah, there's a couple other Faunopelmas that are kind of rare that are just kind of popping up in the hobby. I just don't know the names of them. So again, thank you for watching, and I appreciate it. We're about 30 subscribers away from the 1,000 mark, but now, since we moved into a new month, my watch time minutes, I still need, believe it or not, I was over the amount, but since I had a month drop off, and we're going to have another month drop off here, we are at, I think, 4,000 watched minutes shy of being that 400 watched hours or 4,000 watched hours. I think it is, right? 4,000 watched hours or 400. I can't remember. All I know is I'm short on that too. So that's why I'm doing some of these longer videos to get some of the view times up and give you guys some entertainment for 45 minutes or so. So yeah, thanks for watching. And again, there'll be a link down below for the PayPal me account. Again, don't feel obligated, but if you're interested in helping the channel a little bit, it would probably come in handy a little bit here at the expo coming up, but not to buy animals, but I do really want to get a new enclosure for Cheeto, and I do want to get a new enclosure for my Serrata Jars Darlini. I don't want to rehouse her yet, but I want to have something ready in her next molt to go. Well, she's such a pretty little tarantula. Not little. She's not little. She's 4 inches. She ain't gonna get any bigger. That's all the bigger she's gonna get. But she's solid. Those Chelicerae those are some solid Chelicerae. Some of the biggest in the hobby. And then of course the Teesprings, the apparel or the merchandise link will also be down below. Again, I'm not totally thrilled with that. like I said, the tote bag and the coffee mug would be what I would order if I was ordering something. So, yeah, if you're interested, I don't know how many people would need a tote bag, but I think that's the coolest item on there right now. But I think the shirts would be okay. Just, big black square kind of put me off. I'd rather see the circle itself. So, again, thanks for watching. We'll do some slings here. We'll see how tomorrow is. We got my car's got a crack in its windshield. The kids were driving it, and a rock came up and hit it. So I got to get that taken care of tomorrow. And we'll go from there. So we'll see you guys. We got a big week coming up, like I said. And we'll see you guys later.